Kings Country, kingscountry.net with Rascal Flatts back to live. Feel like I've got a lease on life after all I've been through in the last couple of weeks. In fact, this is the first Jim King of the Radio show to take place this week. I waited till today, had a busy week, taking care of business, recovering from my injuries from that horrific car wreck several weeks ago at Dallin and Phelan Beaumont. The other driver sadly passed. He ran a red light and hit me going 100 miles an hour, folks. Rest in peace, Red Rocket. But get ready for the dark horse. Purchased a 2018 Cadillac XT5, making delivery next week. Low miles, 38,000. Premium luxury. Stay tuned for more details on that. Welcome to a TGIF Jim King of the Radio show. Back in a flash right after these with Conway Twitty.
Oh, tidings of comfort.
Kings Country at kingscountry.net. Happy Bartender's Day, National Bartender's Day. And I mentioned earlier, I was a bartender for a long time. Not a really good one, but I did work in some good places. Never really loved bartending. Helped me get over some of my shyness, though. I was very shy growing up, if you can believe that. Anyhow, I graduated from the University of Texas back in 1981. Yeah, I'm old as dirt. And I became a bartender. I hung around Austin. Wasn't sure what I was going to do for the rest of my life, so I just said, I'm young. I can have fun. So did have some fun, though, bartending in Austin. Then I went to Los Angeles knowing that I could land a job easily bartending. Went out there to get rich and famous, and here I am in Beaumont now. Anyway, I did bartend for a long time, so I tip my Crown Boy hat to you bartenders. That is hard work. Happy National Bartender's Day.
Now I'm just a bartender.
Happy Bartender Appreciation Day.
Hey, bartender. Hey, bartender. Take on me.
Slip me a bottle of bourbon.
One bourbon, one scotch, one beer.
You set 'em up and I'll knock 'em back, Lloyd. One by one.
And if you take my love,
Streaming from the studios of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas. This is where it all goes down, Monday through Friday. Well, actually 7 days a week, originating from this studio, my spare bedroom on the west end of Beaumont. Don't tell anybody. It's good work if you can get it. And don't tell anybody this, but episode number 799 of the Jim King of the TV show, set to air 3 times this weekend, Fox 4 and the CW. Tomorrow morning, first time, 6:30 on the CW here in Southeast Texas. Prime time every Saturday night, and then again Sunday, 12 noon on the CW. This one is all about Her Highness Jessie Ritter. She is fantastic. We actually captured this several months ago in Beaumont. It's worth re-airing. Kind of coasting into the new year, if you know what I mean. I always do this time of year. Got Christmas music coming up in a few weeks, but here's a little sample of the show this weekend.
Extra large and turbocharged. It's the King of the Road Show.
Oh, hi-yo to the game.
One man has the power to take you behind the scenes. Jim King of the Road.
Jim King of the Road.
running down Thompson Ridge in old blue jeans. A triple backflip off a rusted tire swing. Broken arm and trophy scars. That's one hell of a way to win a heart. Might kill him for we're done. At least it keeps us young. Young like summer nights. Dancing around in circles, bathing in the moonlight. Young when you fall so fast. Busy being 17 and hoping this love lasts. Might kill us for we're done. Love keeps us young. He was smoking those cigarettes down by the dock, racing my dad's Corvette against the clock. 1950s classic red. that slow Patron buzzing our head might kill me before we're done. At least it keeps us young. Young like summer nights, dance around in circles, bathing in the moonlight. Young when you fall so fast, busy being 23 and hoping this love lasts. Might kill us before we're done. Love keeps us young.
Jesse Ritter, welcome to Beaumont, Texas.
Thank you very much. I am very happy to be here.
I have to tell you up front that I've been fully vaccinated over 2 weeks ago, so
Good for you.
supposedly I'm immune. So.
You're safe. Good
Yeah.
for you. It must be a good feeling.
Yeah, you look very healthy yourself, but been a
my
tough
best.
year. Been a tough last year or so with the pandemic, hasn't it?
A lot has changed. Yeah. Especially this time last year when we were kind of on the brink of not knowing what was going to happen and all the shows were canceled. That was a scary few months.
And your career was just taking off. It was really blowing up, too.
Thank you. But I found a way through the year to play outdoor shows and still connect with people and do a lot of live streams. I connected with people in Europe this year just through the internet that I never would have found otherwise. So there was definitely some downsides, but there was some positives too, and some opportunities that presented themselves that really wouldn't have otherwise.
Have you been to Southeast Texas before?
I have been to Southeast Texas before. I have family in Houston, and I had family who used to live in Corpus Christi, and we were lucky enough to take a trip to the King Ranch a couple of years ago, which was amazing.
That's my grandfather's ranch.
Really?
Yeah, I'm king.
There you go.
No, just kidding.
Just like that. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Jesse Ritter, it's all about her this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW. I'll be posting the segments tomorrow at JimKingOfTheRoad.com so you can stream those bad boys on demand. And thanks for streaming King's Country at KingsCountry.net, y'all. King's Country at KingsCountry.net, and I'm Jim King of the Radio. It's a TGIF edition. Remember that Gorilla Glue girl who used glue instead of hairspray? We'll talk about making lemonade out of lemons. She's releasing a rap song about the ordeal. It's called My Hair. The full track is supposed to drop sometime today. Here's a teaser.
My hair, it don't move, it don't move. My hair, it don't move, it don't move. My hair, come on, it don't move, it don't move. My hair, you hear what I'm telling you? It don't move. My hair, my hair, my hair, my hair, my hair, my hair, it don't move, it don't move. My hair, let's go. It don't move, it don't move. My hair, you hear what I'm telling you? It don't move. Almost went in a panic when I ran out. I had a problem. I had to use Gorilla Glue just to solve it. Moving from silky to solid. Try to wash it with everything I could think of, but nothing was making progress. I was stopping with it.
That's a trio of country music royalty right there, if there ever was one. Dolly Parton, Emmylou Harris, and Linda Ronstadt. I'm just Jim King of the Radio. Thanks for listening on this TGIF edition as we cruise into the noon hour for your dining and dancing pleasure. Got lots of great tunage coming up from the likes of Rosie Falcon, Oh Christmas Cheer, Ray Lynn, Toby Keith, Jason Aldean, just to name a few. And you. Appreciate you being here.
You're cruising in the King's Caddy.
It's gonna be alright.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's
King of the
on country star David Ball's tour bus.
Hey, King, how are you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
All right.
You got a nice bus. I think your bus is better than those other two guys.
Hey, we like a nice old bus. This is a very nice old bus. I think this bus belonged to Hawkshaw Hawkins.
All right. You got a nice band, too. They're all real friendly. How about we play your song, Thinking Problem?
Hey, that'd be good. Sounds like a wiener.
Yes, I admit I got a thinking problem.
A dirty mind is a terrible thing to waste.
What I didn't know then.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. Thanks for riding shotgun Cadillac style with me, Jim King of the Radio. I'm going to introduce my new vehicle next week. Rest in peace, Red Rocket. That's where we used to cruise until that horrific wreck several weeks ago in Beaumont, Texas. Goodness gracious, but I purchased a new one, the XT15. Set to unveil next week. It's going to be called the Dark Horse. That's how we cruise on the road. It's my little Christmas present to myself and my sweetie, Suzanne Simmons, because she rides shotgun with me. We do keep it between the ditches, and we be careful. Speaking of Christmas, enjoy a tease of the Pistol Annies performing their Christmas song, Snow Globe. It's from their Hell of a Holiday special, which streams December 15th on their Facebook page. For your dining and dancing pleasure, here we go.
We can cruise around in a little red fall. Pick a pretty tree from the old country store. If I could put us in a snow globe, baby, we can let it go. And we can spin around in circles in a world that's all our own. And we can shake it up, shake it loose, white Christmas all year through. If I could put us in a snow globe, then we can let it go. Bow, 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 bow.
King's Country at kingscountry.net from our file. You just can't make this stuff up. And I hate to bring this up in the lunch hour because it's kind of gross. A bride on TikTok is going viral after telling the story of how she forgot to eat. She passed out during her vows, this bride did, and puked. Then while her sister was trying to help, the sister's baby pooped all over her wedding dress.
So basically, it was just because I was super dehydrated and I hadn't drank or ate anything all day. It was also Florida, and it was so hot and humid that day. Like, we were drenched. I'm also prone just to, like, passing out. My doctor says I have low blood pressure and low iron, so I guess I was just doomed from the start. The funniest part of the story, I think, so after I, like, kind of, like, passed out, which wasn't, like, a full pass out, because, you know, I was just kind of, like, blacking out. I didn't even know how to explain it, but anyway, so I ran over, and luckily I wasn't really throwing up too much just because there was, like, nothing in my stomach. Anyway, my sister had a fan on my baby nephew, so she came over to me to put that fan on me, and as she's holding my nephew, he starts pooping, and the poop goes down her arm onto my dress. So I have a story to tell my nephew's wedding someday.
It's time now for the Soggy Bottom Saloon events calendar. King's Country at kingscountry.net. I'm Jim King of the Radio. Of course, I'm a UT fan because I graduated from UT. They're not so good in football this year, but I went to a high school football powerhouse. You may have heard of Mojo, Permian. Remember the movie Friday Night Lights? One of my favorite movies. Of course, Tim McGraw was in it, and Tim McGraw says if there's a football game on TV and he's nearby, he's watching it. He actually gets depressed when the season ends.
I'll watch every game I can. And the great thing now, I think, about football season is you can find a game just about every night of the week. Some college somewhere's playing, somebody's playing somewhere. But it's almost a depression when football season is over because I miss it so much. There's just something special about Sundays watching football and, well, every day watching football.
Streaming from the studios of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas, you're riding shotgun in the newly crowned King's Caddy. I'm talking about the Dark Horse XT5. Going to be delivered next week. Rest in peace, Red Rocket. Of course, I was in a horrific car wreck recently. Unfortunately, one man died. It wasn't my fault. He ran a red light going 100 miles an hour and slammed into the Red Rocket. Anyhow, we're putting it in the rear view. But looking down the road at the Jim King of the Radio show and TV show, hey, this weekend's the 800th Actually, 799th episode of the Jim King of the TV show. We're going to feature the Beaumont Boys episode. We're going to have one of those cooked up next week for episode number 800. Magnificent milestone. But this one, this weekend, we're going to re-air our exclusive with Jessie Ritter right here in Beaumont, Texas. Fantastic singer-songwriter. We'll have exclusive interview and concert footage with her captured in Beaumont at Madison's in Beaumont. And we will also have the Southeast Texas debut once again of her new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. And closing it out, she'll be in the Royal Spotlight thanks to Bradley's Collision Center. I got to welcome a new sponsor of the Jim King of the TV show this week. It is Soggy Bottom Saloon in Beaumont. Used to be called Squeezes. Remember that place? Over there off Tram Road, on Both Road. Anyway, we're going to be out there tomorrow night filming. If you want to come on out, Larry Tillery is the headliner tomorrow night. But check out the Jim King of the TV show this weekend 3 times on Fox 4 and the CW. I'll be posting the segments at jimkingoftheroad.com tomorrow. And thanks for streaming King's Country at kingscountry.net. King's Country, kingscountry.net. Feels so good to be back on the airwaves. I took a little hiatus after that car wreck. It was kind of spotty for a while, but I had a busy week. Car shopping and doing all kinds of other stuff to get back between the ditches here at King of the Road Productions. Speaking of between the ditches, you keep it between the ditches. Have a fabulous weekend wherever you reside, and have a good one. That's how we roll. Enjoy the football this weekend or whatever you do. Talk to you Monday, 10-ish on King's Country, kingscountry.net. Have a good one, and keep us on 24/7 because we never stop playing this great stuff.